Everything that we do that brings us together contains within it the possibility of betrayal, separation, and rupture. Betrayal, dramatic or banal, always lies in wait for us. All right, you cannot start forming any connection, any relationship, without the possibility of betrayal just lurking. Right, in every interaction, parts of ourselves that we were unaware of come to light. Betrayal is always relational. Right, meaning if you have relationships, all right, betrayal is always possible. Right? It's always to do with relationships, and it's always possible. So I just finished reading this first biography of Milton Friedman called The Last Conservative by Jennifer Burns. And she writes about Milton Friedman's relationship with his mentor, Arthur F. Burns, right? Two Jewish immigrants to the United States, all right, both Republicans. Arthur Burns became head of the Federal Reserve under Richard Nixon. And Milton Friedman, who became about the most influential and famous economist in the United States in the 1960s, was shocked because he opened the newspaper one May evening in something like 1969-70. He saw unbelievable headlines. Wage guide urged by Burns in break with Nixon policy. That's from the New York Times. Wall Street Journal had Burns backs use of wage price program of some sort to bolster inflation fight. All the major newspapers covered the story. So their friendship essentially dissolved over the economic philosophy and policy of monetarism, whether the growth of the money supply is the only or primary source of inflation, right? Milton Friedman held that inflation came from excessive growth in the money supply. His famous sentence, inflation is always a monetary phenomenon. But because his mentor, Arthur Burns, did not agree, all right, and Milton Friedman was willfully naive about this, but Arthur Burns wanted to use, government-sanctioned wage and price controls to try to control inflation. And Milton Friedman thought, that's absolute nonsense. So this was a policy disagreement, but for Milton Friedman, right, the most famous advocate for monetarism, that the growth of the money supply is the primary cause of inflation, he feels betrayed. So how could Arthur Burns, who has repeated again and again and again his stance against wage and price controls, make such a reversal? Because when the situation changes, we often change too. This Milton Friedman ladder tax between incredulity and loss. Never in my wildest dreams did I believe the central bank virus was so potent that it could corrupt even you in so short a time, Milton Friedman